Trenuj w sprzęcie dla najlepszych. Wejdź na groundgame.com.
With this fight happening quickly after your last one, I was wondering how important is your fight week routine in terms of getting into that right headspace for Saturday?
Honestly, I feel like it's all a part of the same fight week. I was just here a couple weeks ago, so now I feel like it's literally all the same trip. Um, I'm actually way more comfortable than I was for my last fight, where there's not as much anxiety just because I was just here. I don't have to overthink anything. I know where to go, the right things to eat, the right people to talk to, and it's just a lot simpler now.
I know I'm probably very late to ask this, but I was wondering just what is the story behind your last name on your nickname? Remember the name and just where it came from, why you decided on it.
I was always one of those guys where I didn't want no cheesy nickname, one of those weird nicknames, the Palestinian Punisher or the Bulldozer or something weird. I was just like, I want to be one of those fighters that's remembered. I want to be one of those fighters that when you hear my name, you're going to want to tune into my fights. So I want to have one of those memorable fight nicknames and remember the name. It's a hard nickname. It's a hard name to remember too and pronounce. So if people remember, it's easier.
Gotcha. Talking about Leon Edwards, I think the general consensus, he's not the flashiest guy, but he's been so successful. What do you think it is about his game that just is such a problem for so many guys?
He's very consistent. He does the right things good, and he knows how to win. That's the biggest thing that he knows how to do. Whether it's by decision, submission, or knockouts, like he knows what to do to get the win. And he doesn't go out of his lane. So, he's not going to sit there and throw capoeira kicks or anything crazy like that. He just stays consistent with what he does. And in this game, simple wins. Simple, like Henry Hoof says, keep it simple, stupid. Like, those guys that do the right things good, those are the ones that continue to win and become champions.
My final question, when I talk to people, a lot of the hardcore fans about this fight, they're always like, it's a battle of two of the nice guys in the welterweight division. You've done all the right things and you're ready for your breakthrough. Obviously, he's been through a lot. For fans who are torn about, man, I don't know who I want to see win this Saturday, what would you say to them? Because it feels like you both have a lot of goodwill going for you guys going into this one.
Yeah, there's not no bad blood or anything like that, but like I always say, man, whenever I'm fighting, you should always be rooting for me because I'm the way better guy, the way nicer guy, and I'm a lot funnier than him. And I just have a better personality. Like, who doesn't want to see the funny guy win? But no, like in the end, like I feel like this is gonna be a great fight, and the better man that's gonna come out winning is gonna be the one that's gonna take off next. This is a huge fight because the guy who wins this, their life's gonna change. Because Dana White already promised a title fight to him if he wins spectacularly. So if I win, I'm going to get that title fight. I'm going to take that title fight. And then all the people that were torn between me or him, they're all going to be jumping on this bandwagon.
Yeah, I hear you. Belal, thank you for your time and good luck.
Thank you.
We'll take our next set of questions from Dane Martin with MMA Fighting.
Hey, Belal. I know this fight came together in large part because you were willing to take this fight, whereas some other guys weren't. I don't know the particulars around why Colby Covington isn't in this fight. I know Leon had some things to say about him. I know you're not Colby's biggest fan, but what do you say about guys, like yourself, willing to step into an opportunity like this? Because at the end of the day, Leon is the number 3 ranked guy in the division on an 8-fight win streak. I mean, obviously this is a risk for you doing it on short notice, but do you think more guys should be willing to take these opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, in the end, like, we're prize fighters. These guys these guys are forgetting about that, man. When you're sitting there on the smaller circuits and you were dreamed about making it to the UFC, that was your goal, is to make it to the UFC. You took any fight that was in front of you. You're willing to fight anybody. And you're sitting there fighting for peanuts. Now that you're in the UFC, you're getting a little more money. Like, you're forgetting what you were in this game for from the beginning, to be the best, to be the champion. And to be the best, you have to beat the best, and you have to fight the best guys, all the best guys. Everybody's nowadays, they're sitting there picking and choosing who they want to fight, the right move, the right mode, right guy to take, the right timing to take the fight. For me, I could beat anybody in this division. I know I'm good enough to beat anybody in this division. I know I could be a champion in this division. So that's why I'm willing to say yes to anybody, because I'm not afraid of fighting anybody.
Do you think, beyond the short notice factor here, that do you wish that would be, in terms of like the matchmaking, that you would get these see these kind of opportunities come along more often, like they were going to do with, Hamzat had a lot of hype around him, and so they gave him a chance to fight a guy like Leon Edwards. But we do hear a lot of the guys ranked maybe 7, 8, 9 in the divisions, they get kind of angry because it seems like a lot of the top 5 guys don't want to fight them.
Yeah, like that's why I said, like, even like with Hamzat, where people were so mad that he got the opportunity, but it's about riding the wave. It's about momentum in this game. It's about what you've done for me lately. And he was on a 3-fight winning streak, so obviously the UFC is going to push that. For me, I just fought, so this fight makes sense because they're going to want to push it. So if I beat him, they're going to want to push it again, like you saw last year with Gilbert Burns. He came into the division, won 3 quick fights in a row, and bam, he got the title fight. Because it's about the right timing and the right stage, and your life could change. And guys like that, guys like Masvidal, who've been in this game for so long, 10, 15 years, and it all just started clicking a couple of years ago, just off of a big win from Darren Till, big win from Ben Askren, and then now he's one of the biggest stars in the game. And it's about just staying active, staying in the fans' eyes, and just being that guy that people want to see. So, like, after I win this weekend, they're going to be like, yo, let him turn around again next month. And if they do, I'm gonna be willing to do that, because God willing, I'm healthy. I'm willing to fight, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to be injured. You don't know if you're going to be sick. You don't know what's going to come tomorrow. So I'm going to take advantage of my health and opportunity today.
I know there was one disappointing part about this fight for you, Belal. It's the fact that, Lewis Taylor can't be in your corner this weekend, but you've been a bit of a nomad with your training. Obviously, you trained at Rufus, you trained in Chicago, you trained a lot of different places. Does that help you with this fight? I mean, obviously, it's disappointing not to have your coach there, but you have worked with a lot of different people. Obviously, you have a lot of different support. Does that help you going into this? That even though he's not going to be there, you got other people who can be there for you this weekend.
Yeah, of course. He's my right hand man. I love death, but like you said, like I go to a bunch of different gyms. I like getting different looks, learning from some of the best coaches in the world, and just because of the person I am, like, respectful, and coaches respect me, they allow me to come to the gym. I've trained and I've learned from some of the best coaches in the world, and that's what I feel my game keeps evolving, because I see what these good gyms are doing, these great gyms are doing. I'm learning from him, I'm learning from him. So it's like, I'm not just, oh crap, I lost Lou, what do I do now? He was my savior, I need this, or mentally I'm weak. I'm mentally the strongest fighter in this division. So this is just another hurdle I got to cross, and the only thing that matters is winning this fight, and he knows that too. So, like, even with me, he's messaging me every day, like, we got the goal. The goal's in front of us. That's all we're worried about. Nothing else matters. These little hurdles, these little ups and downs. Oh man, we got to do all this extra media. We had to come early. We had to do this. Those are all part of the story. That it's going to be, in the end, a great victory for me.
Going into this fight, I'm sure you heard yesterday Dana White said, with an impressive win, Leon Edwards, will get a title shot. Obviously, this is your chance to steal that away from him. I know you're not necessarily calling for the title shot with just this win, but do you feel like that's the biggest part about this fight, is kind of stealing the momentum, stealing the spot that he has?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those where I'm gonna show people who I am. I'm gonna show people that there is another name in this division that Usman has to fight. Like, they're talking about him moving up to 85 and being double champ. No, there's still another guy here in this division that you haven't beat yet. He's already beaten Leon, so I understand him not really wanting to do that again, take that fight again. So, like, once I beat Leon, I'm right there at number 3, and that's new, fresh blood in the division. He's beating all them top 5 guys, maybe except for Wonderboy, but now it's just another fresh name, fresh blood, and fresh personality in that top 5.
Last one for me, Belal. Obviously, there's a lot of firsts, a lot of opportunities for you in this fight. We saw the fight poster that came out. I'm not quite sure it was up to the par of the one you made with Paul Felder. So I'm kind of curious, did you give them any advice on your future fight poster, see if they could try to up their level to kind of match what you've done?
Yeah, I sent them some examples of what they should be doing. They could have given me a better look. My other side is my better side. But after I win this fight, that's when all that extra stuff will come. When I get that title fight, then they're going to start realizing that, all right, now we have to start paying more attention to them. I'm not going to be driving in minivans no more. They're going to start letting the limousine come with me a little week earlier. It's going to be cool.
Thanks, Belal.
We'll take our next set of questions from Cote Cruz with For the Win MMA.
Hi, Belal. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you for being here with us. This is a fight a lot of people was linked to, and it was a bit of a surprise to see the announcement when you were there. You were basically doing back-to-back fights right now. Can you share with us how this came to be and how you've approached this opportunity?
I was just coming off the win with Diego Lima. Went home, was relaxed for a little bit, iced a couple of bruises, and I'm sitting on the couch, bored, trying to find something to watch on TV. Got nothing to watch, got nothing to do. My coach is not letting me come to the gym because I'm one of those. I was ready to go back to the gym right away. I wanted to train. That's what I love to do. That I don't have no hobbies. My only hobby is fighting. So I wanted to get right back in the gym. My coach said, "No, relax, take a couple of breaks." And then all of a sudden, I got the call from my manager, like, "Hey, how you feeling, brother? You good? What do you think about Leon?" And I was like, "If they're asking, I want it. Like, give me that fight. I want that fight." I thought it was gonna be. I thought they were doing Kobe and Leon, but then when I found out that Kobe said no, I'm like, "Yo, throw me in there. This is the opportunity that guys wait for their whole lives for, to be on a ESPN main event, to headline a card. Like, there was no second guessing it. There was no thinking about it. There was no asking anybody else's opinion. It was like, let's go, book this fight, because my life could change from this fight. And I was healthy enough to fight. I was coming off of a big win. I was in great condition already. I didn't have to do anything else. I didn't have to go through a long camp. Shorter camps, short notice fights are a lot easier because you don't have to stress about it. I don't have to sit there and watch tape of Leon Edwards and overthink the process. I could just let my instincts do the process for me.
Well, you've said that you don't watch that much of a tape and you go by gut when it's time to do battle. What's your gut telling you right now about Leon Edwards?
My gut's telling me that I'm going to finish him. It's a 5-round fight. I usually break guys in 3 rounds, and you're going to give me an extra 10 minutes. So that's where I'm going to flourish. My last, I've done 1 5-round fight in my life, and I finished the guy in the 4th round. So Leon has never fought anybody like me. He's never had a guy in his face all 5 rounds. So it's going to be one of those things that he hasn't felt in a while. It's been 600 days since he's fought. So it's going to be a rough night for him.
Well, you said that you feel really comfortable in the FS in Chicago, even when you train all around the place, right? Preparing under Coach Mike, Coach Alberto, and training alongside big talents such as Yair Rodriguez and my fellow Chilean, Ignacio Bahamondes. Can you describe how this crew has helped you elevate your game for this tremendous opportunity?
Man, it's an amazing team, amazing group. We're a small group, but everybody's there to help you. Like, there's no egos in the room. No, like when I have a fight, everybody, the focus is on me. When he has a fight, the focus is on him. And literally, Ignacio Bahamondes is literally the most talented guy I've literally ever trained with. Like, I've trained with some of the best people in the world, fighters in the world, and this guy's so good. And we have that style of, like, kind of what Max Holloway says, where there's no hard sparring. It's all light sparring. It's all getting speed, reaction. Nobody wants to get you hurt. You don't get paid for practice. You can't condition your chin in practices. So, like, working with these guys, seeing their creativity, these guys have been training since they're like 2 years old. You pick up on a lot of new things, new styles, new tricks. And it's been so cool, even working with Yair Rodriguez, just like little things that he does and how talented you see that this guy really is. You're like, oh, crap, man. Like, there's guys like this out there. So you have to step your game up even more.
Well, how do you see Nacho's fight against John McDessie going down on April 10?
Man, it's an amazing fight for him. It's a big name, big veteran name. People know him. And he had his coming out party in the Contender Series with that #1 knockout of the year and with that front push kick. So, like I'm saying, people are going to realize now, with this being on ESPN, they're going to see him and they're going to realize that they got a new star here because this kid's literally only 23 years old. He's getting better every single day. And now he's with me right now in my corner, and he's like, every day he's waking up, working out, training. I'm sitting there trying to give him donuts to eat, and he's like, no, I can't. I want to be healthy. And I'm like, this kid's he's got what it takes to be a champion.
Well, you've had a lot of success with your podcast as well. You said that you don't have any extra hobbies, but I disagree. This is a great hobby to have. Congratulations on.
Remember the show. Shout out to everybody that watches. It's been a couple of weeks that I couldn't do it just because of the main event, but man, I miss it.
We missed it too, man.
I appreciate you, brother.
Well, congratulations on developing such a fun show. I think it's brilliant, but I do feel for Jason Anik and the amount of times he gets confused with John. Who would you be your 2 dream guests for Remember the Show?
My two dream guests for Remember the Show is Daniel Cormier and Max Holloway. Cormier already told me he was down. Now I just got to get Max Holloway to come in and let's do it, man. Battle the deadest man on the planet.
Yeah, the daddest edition of the show, man. Well, best of luck on your fight, Belal. Hope you have a great performance on Saturday. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, bro.
We'll take our last set of questions from Pablo Santamaria with Nasi MMA Ecuador.
Hi, Belal, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, the first thing I want to ask you is, how do you feel when you find out that you will be the main event?
I was excited. It's one of those things where guys could sit here and fight in the UFC for years, 10 years, 15 years. They'll never had that opportunity to be a main event. So to be a main event, it means a lot, because I've been through it all. I've had ups, I've had downs. I worked hard for this. It was earned. It wasn't given to me. It wasn't handed to me. I wasn't one of those guys that came in with a big following and they were like, let's hype this guy up and put a main event right away. I had to fight tooth and nail for this spot, and it was paid in full, like Poirier always says. So now it just means that much more that I had to take the long road to get here.
Okay, for sure. And Leon is a well-rounded fighter. Where do you think he is more dangerous at?
I don't think he's more dangerous anywhere than me. I feel like skill for skill, I can compete with him anywhere, and I think I'm better than him everywhere. So I'm going to have to just prove it Saturday night.
For sure. You've been active in this time, and Leon has been in such a long layoff. Do you think that this will affect him and will play an important role in the fight?
Yeah, this is going to play a huge role in the fight. He's been out for 600 days. He could say I sparred, I did this, but there's no other feeling like cage time. Cage time, there's nothing else like it. When you're fighting with 4-ounce gloves, you have a guy in there trying to kill you. That's a once in a lifetime feeling. So you can't feel that, and the only way you can feel that is on that day. So we'll see how he reacts, how his body reacts. And for me, it's just gonna be like another day in the office for me, just because I was just here. So it's like I'm on the playground, it's recess, and I'm about to go beat up the bully.
For sure. And you posted on Instagram a photo with Khabib and saying that he advised you. What advice give you, Khabib?
The advice that Khabib told me is, I'm not going to tell you what he told me, but I'll tell you what he told me. He's just a great champion. It's just an honor for him. Like, he's so humble that he will speak to me, and, you expect him to not be that type of guy. But dude was so good, man, and the advice he gave me was amazing. It was huge, just to know that a champion like him respects you and watches you and knows your style. It was just amazing.
Okay, and the last thing for me is, what's your prediction for the fight?
Prediction for the fight is Bully wins. I'm going to finish him. I'm going to take this title fight, and I'm going to end 2021 as a champion.
Okay, thank you very much for your time, Belal, and good luck on the fight.
Thank you, guys.